Hello, brave, beautiful, wonder-filled soul friends. Welcome to another Conversations with Kristin, that fabulous, fun-filled part of your day where you explore human consciousness from the inside out. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you for being you. So, have you ever been sitting somewhere and there's a fly that comes and just starts to bug the heck out of you? Like, it's buzzing around your head, it keeps landing on your arm. It's just like, somehow it's everywhere. It's just like all up in your face, and it's just like everywhere in your space, and you're just like, oh my gosh, I'm just trying to be here in peace, and there's this, it's landed on me, and it's buzzing, and it's just so annoying. Has that ever happened to you? So, thoughts are kind of like flies. The more that you focus on them and feed the energy towards their existence, the more that their energy grows. So if there's a fly buzzing around and you ignore it, it's just that, you continue being in your space and there's nothing bugging you and you're just here and life is good and you're just focused on who you are and what you're doing, and that's it. But once you start to notice how annoying the fly is, it gets more annoying. And every time it buzzes or lands on you, it just gets more and more agitating. Thoughts are kind of like that. What you focus on grows. And that means literally, like the energy of the experience, but also literally. When you focus on a thought, when you look at it, when you notice it, when you agree with it, when you respond with it, when you converse with it, when you have discussions about it in your mind, the energy of that thought grows. It gets bigger, meaning that you'll experience more of that thought. But it's not just the energy of the experience, it's actually the neural networks creating that thought. And so when you have a thought, it's coming from somewhere, an automated thought. Conscious thoughts are a different story, but automated thoughts are being generated from neural pathways that grew from past experiences. They're not necessarily about the here and now. They're about the here and now interpreted through past experience, okay? And so when you have thought, something's coming up automatically. Maybe it's a compulsion or an urge or a sensation or a craving or a desire or something like that, just as an example. When automated thoughts come up, they're being created through the activation of neural networks according to present stimulus inside or outside of you. External stimulus are the things that you can see or hear or feel through your bodily senses. Internal stimulus are different thoughts and feelings. So once you have a thought, it becomes internal stimulus that continues activations inside of you, okay? So, with me? Exploring the brain from the inside out to understand human consciousness in new depths. So, when you have a thought, it's coming from the activation of neural networks. It's not necessarily about the present moment. It's about the present moment in relation to past moments. Okay? So when you have an urge or an impulse, it's something from back there being activated. It's not about right here. Okay? And so when you have a thought and you look at it and you're like, okay, let's say you have an idea to watch TV or a compulsion to go get a snack, okay? And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with these feelings, okay? They're just examples to understand how this process works, okay? Nothing wrong with watching TV or getting snacks. Everything in moderation, right? So you have these ideas, that you have an idea, you have a compulsion, you have an urge, a craving, or whatever. So it comes up, and you look at it and you're like, yeah, I am hungry. I do want a snack. I wonder what's in my cupboard. I think I'll go check it out. I wonder if I still have those leftovers from the other day. Oh, that sounds good. My mouth is watering just thinking about that. I think I'm gonna go get a snack right now. So when you agree with the thought, when you respond with the thought, when you participate in communicative conversations with the thought, you're growing the neural networks creating that thought. So if you have an idea of, I think I really want to watch TV. Maybe you really want to watch TV. But it's important to understand that the reason you want to watch TV is because neural networks in your brain are being activated from past times where you watched TV and it felt good. It felt satisfying. It felt like something pleasurable, enjoyable, etc. So sure, maybe you want to watch TV, but it's important to understand, just for introspective awareness purposes, Not that you shouldn't watch TV, but just to understand where the idea is coming from is helpful to the healing journey. Like, understanding where thoughts come from is really helpful just for understanding ourselves. And the more we understand ourselves, the more power we can have. Because if ideas are coming from a certain time frame or a certain timeline in our brain that we don't want to grow, we can steer away from the decisions and impulses that are coming from those neural networks. And so, for example, if you want to watch TV because it was the one thing that helped you cope during a really dark period of life, then maybe you don't act on the impulse, because if you do, it'll activate that time period of neural networks, and you don't want to go back to that. Does that make sense? You guys tracking with me? If you have questions, let me know, okay? So if you have an idea, it's important to understand where that idea comes from. It's coming from neural networks, and all the neural networks are interconnected. So if you have an idea to watch TV, you can say, when have I enjoyed watching TV before? And if you can trace it back to a time period that was not pleasant to experience, then you can understand that by acting on the impulse to watch TV, you would also be activating neural networks from a time that held really painful experiences, and you don't want to reactivate those networks of your brain. You don't want to re-engage that information, because every time it engages, it grows. So if you go and you watch TV, and that impulse is a thought connected with memories and the neural networks from a time period of pain, then the painful memories grow when you watch TV. Pretty wild, right? That's why it's helpful to understand. There's nothing wrong with, ideas and sensations, and it's all allowed. But how you respond to that determines how your neural networks undergo reconstruction. And that's a big deal, because then all of your future experiences are being processed through this brain. All the moments of life you haven't even been in yet, the processing of those experiences depends on how you rewire your brain today. Pretty wild stuff, right? And so neural networks exist and operate beyond direct awareness, but you always have power. Personal power is this concept I've created, and it means that you can direct the energies of your consciousness through intention and attention to manually modulate, manually adjust the wiring of your brain and body. So ganglia out here in your peripheral nervous system and 100 trillion neural networks in your brain can be manually rewired by you through the power of your conscious awareness, the illuminating light of your conscious mind. That's a lot of power. That's like so much power. So much power. And it all begins through awareness. You can't respond to stuff you're not aware of. So the beginning of the journey is just practicing presence and growing your awareness. And from there you can grow the ability to choose a conscious response, manually shift the way that your brain engages, etc. And you can explore where these things are coming from and what happens when you act on them. So for example, if I'm like, oh, I'm hungry, I'm gonna go get a snack. And I open the cupboard door and there's options for a salad and options for a PBJ sandwich. My decision-making abilities have to do with my memories. And so if I have really good experiences of eating PBJ and I don't have good experiences of eating salad, my instinctive decision-making tendencies are gonna say, I'd like to have the PBJ, because my unconscious memories are like, that proved to have the best experience before, let's go to that one. And so it's all about how past memories are stored in the brain and becoming activated and accessed in presently unfolding moments according to stimulus, inside and outside. So, thoughts are like flies, to bring this all back together. So when you have a thought, the more that you feed it and focus on it, the more the energy of that experience grows, and the more that the neural networks grow that are creating it. So neural networks can grow in two ways. They can grow in size and they can grow in shape. Okay, so let's look at this real quick. Gonna give you a moment. Deep breaths, process it all. And let me know if you have any questions. So neural networks can grow in size or shape. When neural networks grow in size, it means they stay in the shape that they are, creating the messages that they are, containing the data that they house, but that information gets bigger. So if you have a neural network that creates a thought of, I'm hungry, and that neural network, or I want to watch TV. Let's use that one. I want to watch TV. So if you have a neural network that says, I want to watch TV, and that neural network grows in size, then it means the data that it houses gets bigger and you experience more of those thoughts. The urge to watch TV and the frequency at which you experience that urge and the intensity of which you experience that urge get bigger. They get bigger. That's what happens when neural networks grow in size, okay? And that happens when those thoughts are fed. Because when we give something our attention, we're feeding it energy. And so if I'm like, man, I really do want to watch TV. I wonder what's on. I think I'll browse and check. Can I watch TV? Is that all right? Let me see the more that you focus on the thought, the more that the energy of the experience and its neural networks grows. But the really good news is that neural networks can grow in a different way. They can grow in shape, which means that the information they house transmutes and connects with other neural networks so that new thought forms can be created. That's really cool, right? That's like really cool. Neural networks grow in size when we feed the energies that are already existing. But if we shift our focus, if we shift the way that we're harnessing our power, if we shift the energies of our consciousness that are feeding our brain and determining the neural wiring within, if we shift all that, we can grow neural networks in shape, and they can shape shift, and they can grow to new realms of being and create new kinds of thought forms. This is integration. This is where neural networks connect with one another, and then they bridge different pieces of data. And then the brain can actually generate new kinds of thoughts. And past sensations, the compulsions, the anxiety, the depression, the stuff that we don't want in our thoughts can heal. And it can stop being experienced altogether. And it's a gradual process, but it's always possible, which is the super exciting part. It's always possible. Experience every single day is rewiring our brain. The brain that you live in a year from now does not need to be the same brain that you're living in today. You can literally have a completely different experience of yourself and your life and your thoughts and your feelings and your relationships and your job and your hobbies and your self-perceptions and your beliefs and your perspectives and all of it. Even your own memories of your memories. The way that your brain remembers past experiences. All of it can change because it's all data housed in neural networks throughout your brain and body that you have power over. You have power to rewire all of it anytime. This is so exciting. It's like the greatest news ever. This is like relatively new in the realm of neuroscience. Like it's like a while back people didn't know that they could rewire their brains. They didn't know about neuroplasticity. They're like, my brain's the way it is and I'm just stuck like this forever. But we know better now. We know. Neuroscience has proven that's not the case. Our brains are being rewired every single day through experience. And we have power in how we choose to shape, create, shift, and focus on our experiences. And when we can learn to do that, we can manually modulate and create the way that our brain is undergoing reconstruction and rewiring. So it's really exciting. So if you're experiencing thoughts that you don't want, you're allowed to harness your power and change the unfolding storybook of your life. If you have a fly that keeps landing on you and you're just like, that's annoying, I hate this fly, I'm focused on it and it's annoying and it's still annoying me and it keeps landing on me, the agitation's gonna grow. But you're just like, it's a fly. Next. The energy of the experience is not fed, so it does not grow. It's like our thoughts. The more that we focus on our thoughts, the more we feed their energies, the more we have conversations with them, the more that we look at them, the more that we respond to them, the more their energies grow. And that energy gets bigger in our experience as the neural networks grow in size. But if we notice our thoughts and redirect, we're feeding our neural networks in a different way. So let's say you have a compulsion to watch TV and you recognize that that concept came from a time period that you don't want to engage and activate in your neural networks. You look at the thought, you acknowledge it, you don't respond to it, you don't have a conversation with it, you do not explore it, and instead you shift your focus and you move your attention and your intention to a different place of energy. And then you heal those neural networks, you reroute the energy of neural engagement, you grow the size of neural networks, you heal your brain, you restore yourself from the inside out, and you completely transform your experiences of consciousness. A lot of power. And if you'd like to dive into any of this stuff personally, one-on-one, I do offer consciousness consulting services. You can explore my website for more information. It has all kinds of information about what I actually do and who I am and why it matters. You can explore that. And I also have self-guided healing journey programs. So if you're looking for like a tool or resource to just kind of harness on your own time and move at your own pace, I have several different options there as well. From guided meditations to book format. They're self-guided healing journey programs that walk you through different avenues of healing. One specifically works with consciousness, healing your conscious awareness and working to heal your subconscious parts, using brand new language to explore human consciousness from the inside out. One of them focuses on healing into happiness, where you can actually grow the positive experiences through your consciousness every day, experience more love, empowerment, and magic while rewiring your neurophysiology, and it can be a regular daily thing. There's a guided meditation collection, and that helps you dive into experiencing your consciousnness in brand new ways and liberating different corners of your consciousness, creating brand new experiences. It's a guided meditation collection that you use with a certain kind of schedule, and when you do that, it rewires things inside of the consciousness that you can't get to directly. You actually create new memories within your own inner being, and that can help heal and transform things that are already existing. Very clever magic. Very clever magic. And all of these things hold immense power, immense healing potentials. And the great part is that you're investing in hundreds of hours of transformation. It's not just a tool and then it's there and it's just a thing you have. You're investing in a lot of experiences that you're going to get to create for yourself, to heal yourself and restore yourself and rewire your neurophysiology and reclaim authority in your unfolding storybook of life and experience your consciousness in new ways. Like, that's magic. That's pure, potent, powerful, profound magic right there. So if you're interested in any of that, I've got a link below. You can explore all the different options there and see which one might be a good fit for you. I also create content for Patreon. It's a monthly membership, and you can get access to original guided meditations and personalized coaching videos where you can ask questions and receive a response in video format, so you have regular reference to it, and it can fuel your healing journey of life. It's a really, really great option. Really, really magical. So please feel free to check that out as well. I also have merchandise on Teespring. If you're like, I want a shirt that says I love my parts of consciousness, or I want a mug to represent how I'm a unicorn of consciousness, ayo, got some magical merchandise. You can explore that as well. Thank you so much for being here, soul friends. Thank you for being you. I am so proud of you for embracing your healing journey of life. It takes courage to rise up into your power. It takes courage to take responsibility for your inner well-being. It takes courage to be a friend to your own miraculous self. And I'm really, really proud of your courage for choosing to embrace your healing journey of life. Every part of you is worthy of liberating transformation. And this world at large is blessed by your healing journey efforts. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being you. And thank you for your tender courage. Thank you for the relentless compassion you extend towards your own self. I am sending you all the highest love and the deepest light, beloved soul friends. Thank you for being here, and thank you for being you. Namaste. Have a beautiful and blessed day, my glorious soul friends. I'll see you next time.